One thing that people misunderstand about me is the fact that I'm a very, very caring person. I'm a sensitive person. People really don't know that about me, but I'm a sensitive person. I'm a caring person. I'm a Cancer. So I really care about people. I care about their thought processes, their opinions, their well-being. And a lot of people don't know that about me because they feel like I'm always, making jokes, clowning, stuff like that. But, and they think I have a tough exterior, but, I really care about people, their well-being, and what they got on their mind. So I I don't think Brett Favre is getting off easier in the public eye. I think the fact that Brett Favre is not an active player is one reason why it wasn't a big continuous news cycle. It was in the news, but the fact that Brett Favre is like basically dead to the NFL world anyway, he's a retired Hall of Famer. We know Brett Favre, I feel like more than any other state in the nation, because number one, he's from here, and number two, he did that shit to the underprivileged people in Mississippi. So our social media timeline is different from every other state because we all know each other here. So our Twitter timeline, our Facebook, we talking about this shit on a day-to-day basis. In other states, they can basically not give a fuck what we got going on. So basically, I feel like he didn't get off that easy because it's out there, and also he is just a pawn in the grand scheme of everything, in all of the corruptness and the fraud that's going on with Mississippi politicians and stuff like that. So I think people know who Brett Favre is now. It's been on ESPN, it's been on CNN, but it's not going to be a continuous news. It's not going to be in a continuous news cycle because he's not an active player. If I won a lottery, the first thing I would do is probably just pay off my student loans, because without the lottery, I ain't paying them shits off. Second thing I would do is probably just, buy everybody, all the homies cribs, you know what I'm saying? And then I would use the rest of the money to build businesses, bring great foods to neighborhoods, as far as like grocery stores with fresh produce, healthy food options, stuff like that, because I think that's what we need in Black communities as a whole. We need healthy food options and we need good, clean water. So I might forget the student loans. I might just go to Jackson and say, donate all this money and let's fix this water issue. You know what I'm saying? And I think that'll be perfect to do. That shit, my name will ring bells. I'll be immortal after that. No, it won't ruin his overall legacy because he won a chip. But also, I think a lot of people got to realize how tough the West was when LeBron was getting to the finals every year in the East. Like, the East finally getting to the point where it's tough as hell over there. The East is tougher than the West right now. And even though the West won the title last year, basically Golden State walked to the NBA Finals. And then when they got to the NBA Finals, they was able to beat a Boston Celtics team that is relatively young in the positions where I feel like veteran leadership would have helped them even more. But I don't, to get back to your question, I don't think it'll hurt LeBron's legacy because I think it's already cemented. I think I've always thought LeBron was a top 5 player of all time, but I would never put him as the GOAT because I just never looked at him as GOAT level. It was either Jordan or Kobe for me. But he did bring a chip to LA. People gonna shade it, saying it was a bubble chip. But I mean, what the hell was he supposed to do? Lose it? If he lost it, they would have talked about him. He won it, and they still talked about him. So I think he's cemented. I don't think he will get a statue outside of LA though, outside of the cryptocurrency arena, because he's only brought one title. So I think everything Dave Chappelle says is a valid point. like Dave Chappelle is my favorite comedian of all time, and for the reason that you basically stated, that he's somebody that's always, I won't even just say he's specifically speaks for Black people. He speaks for all cultures. If we could go back to Chappelle's show, people, I don't think Chappelle's show would even work in today's society because people are too sensitive. But I've watched Dave Chappelle's stand-up often turn into not just comedic jokes, but to basically talk about cancel culture and how, hypocritical everyone is. Because cancel culture is basically saying that, I wouldn't say that, and I'm gonna counsel you for saying that, but in your home, you saying whatever the hell you want to say. It's very contradictory. It's just saying that people can make mistakes. But I think in his SNL skit, he's basically stating that, and he uses his words so wisely. I think he's basically stating that, like the metaphor he uses, Black people, they call it a gang. I forgot, he said another ethnicity, and then he said Jewish people, they, it was just a coincidence. I think he's basically always looking at different ethnicities, and he's saying that if you're going to feel this type of way, think about how you treat Black people. Because nobody said anything about him saying nigga on the stand-up. Nobody's ever said anything about Black people saying Black jokes. Nobody, I've watched the Flavor Flav roast where white people roast the hell out of Flavor Flav. And nobody said, and the jokes were racial in tone. And nobody ever said anything. Everybody just laughed their ass off. But at any point, if you say anything about Jewish culture, you gonna get smacked, basically. And I think he always poses valid points about different ethnicities. And I think that in this SNL skit, he brought it all together. And it's a shame that it still goes over people's head, even though he explains it eloquently. Like it's crazy. It just goes to show you that race will always run, racial undertones will always run this country. My unpopular opinion is that Thanksgiving food is trash. From the turkey, that's mid. From the dressing, trash. I don't like greens. Hams be alright, and I don't eat ham like that. I don't eat swine that much. But to be real, Thanksgiving food trash. And before y'all say it, my folks can cook, but I just don't like Thanksgiving food. It's trash, man. It's overrated as hell. And like, I'll probably be eating Waffle House later that night because everybody's gonna have Thanksgiving food and all the other restaurants gonna be closed. But yeah, that's my unpopular opinion.